as my battery is dying, I'm going to be reading someone else's work and try to cram as much of this as I can into the description. This is someone called T-Mark, February 11th, 2016 at 8:50 p.m. at a specific website. Here we go. The tactics and reasoning of conspiracy theorists. And, or the other one, which I'm going to have to read it as a pretext. You may have done more, but I know more. And I'm going to put in the ultimate academic, or anti-academic. Here we go. The tactics and reasoning of conspiracy theorists reveal insecurities, a grasping for control, and a profound blindness to the limits of large-scale organizations like governments. A few considerations. Conspiracy theories will always be cool, hip, avant-garde, pièce de résistance. Formal government accounts are always discounted as naive boilerplate scripted by old men in gray suits, or old grays. The clean-cut guy at a party who says the moon landings were real just won't score a date or new buddies that night. He won't get an A in Political Science 101 for his tomb paper confirming Oswald killed Kennedy. And so the embrace of the unfounded conspiracy theories is largely based on insecure fear of being ostracized as a naive true believer. In this era, people prefer personal image to fashionably skeptical than factually accurate. That's kind of a typo-looking thing there. Conspiracy theorists believe they have more rights and fewer responsibilities than others do, at least intellectually. They get to ask questions but are exempt from answering counter questions, like why have 1 million certified geologists over 40 years not challenged the origin of the returned moon rocks? Or why would NASA's propaganda machine fake everything correctly except Apollo 13's crippled and aborted mission, or even the burnout mission that on the pad? Or why are the stars also missing in photos of satellites and of the space station? Or my favorite, when you take a picture of the moon, why do you also not get stars unless you're an artist and put them in afterwards? Instead, they shrug their shoulders and throw up their arms, surrender-like, and insist they're just saying, or just asking questions. As citizens, they assert an extra powerful claim to demand answers from their government for events that haven't happened, and for which there is no government functionary paid to answer such claims. Actually, that's a good point. Asking U.S. government, I want an official response on the Hillary Clinton emails, and what you find out is the only department that has it just says they don't have enough evidence to actually prosecute. But anyway, to them, the U.S. government must prove negatives, proves there was no Apollo 18, prove there was no moon aliens, prove there was no fabricated moon service with 1/6 Earth's gravity engineered somehow, prove 400,000 government and contract employees weren't each paid millions of dollars to keep quiet. And any conspiratorial claim that's disproven will receive the follow-up claim, but, instead of an honest thank you. I call it moving the goalpost, or gish-galloping, or keeping an idiot busy, but yeah, this is someone else's statements I'm just reading. Conspiracy theories are easy, while major events and accomplishments are hard. Government explanations and investigations cannot spell out 100% of everything to the uninitiated layman. Can't answer every question and can't plug every hole. Not so with conspiracy theorists who apply intellectual laziness. If a hole is found in a conspiracy theory, the theorist just fills it with a sidecar conspiracy, or just distracts people, don't look behind the curtain. Oh, somebody got paid off, the government covered that up, etc. It certainly doesn't help when political scandals are concealed until revealed, but a $25 billion project, a Saturn rocket, moon lander, and hundreds of pounds of moon rocks are hard to hide on a computer server. Feel the Hillary burn. So anyway, in many ways, conspiracy theories are comforting. They explain everything with ease and command. Aerospace engineers don't have the luxury of doing anything easy, and they don't make good propagandists anyway. See also my complaint about some people who are eggheads who can't even form a simple statement like, someone lied about me and his name is such and such. Anyway, similar to conspiracies being cool, conspiracy theorists consider themselves to be an all-seeing intellectual, and yet most are of low accomplishment. If you peruse the author's various conspiracy theory books, or a list of speakers at conspiracy conventions, you'll find nearly all of them are white males. This is probably a bias on the person's part. 35 to 70, from left and right, have some higher education, but have thin bios with few or no accomplishments. They rarely marry or hold long-term relationships. Almost none are women or minorities, and we see no esteemed household names among them, except for one astronaut and a few other people like that. But you get the idea. This is someone else's assessment. I'm going to do a counter version of this where I put in my stuff here, or at least my ideas, instead of this person describing me to a T. Anyway, thus conspiracy theorists share traits with that genius uncle in the attic or intellectual 40-something wonder boy, still living with his mother's basement. Well, actually I'm not, but you get the idea. As boys, they grew up enamored with the Hollywood movies and TV dramas in which the hero or genius was always a white leading man. Here we go again with this. It's got to be a special snowflake. As was the quarterback of their favorite teams. They therefore expected life would be easy and the world would beat a path to their door. But the world changes and ignored their intellectual heft. Armed with a handful of college credits, $40,000 in student debt. They insist they're too smart to find a starter job, with only acceptable employment deserving their self-image, all while they badmouth the rest of us as mere lemmings and lumpkin workers, and while claiming September 11th was a government plot, and why won't anyone listen to me? Conspiracy theorists can't match their surrounding society and peers, so they scream in an attempt to diminish both. Even meet an overachiever. Have you ever met an overachiever, proud mother, or proud mother who was a conspiracy theorist? Neither have I. The most outspoken conspiracy theorists are slacker white men, here we go again with that crap, who fake intellectualism, and compensate for their failed lives. Their unwritten motto, you may have done more, but I know more. Anyway, I'm going to try to either put it here or put it on the web somewhere and have a link to it, but just wanted to read this back because this diatribe in and of itself is an example of a conspiracy theory. It's a nice, neat lineup, cartoonish version of stuff. Hits most of the points. It just leaves me lacking here. It leaves me wanting more. Like an explanation why this person kept concentrating on this stuff. Someone who's not been abroad or even looked up other countries that have the same kind of person in it. But I thought I'd present this because it was interesting and it was fun editing it to where I could read it a little bit. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.